Once Nimble Collective started to gain traction, they started to look for a CFO who could connect with the company's creative energies and provide financial accountability. CFO Larry Lessler gave us a unique perspective about his experience with the culture at Nimble Collective. Larry, thanks for joining us today. A fascinating group, very creative, and you're the CFO here, and you've been here a relatively short time, but you've known these guys for, what, 20, 30 years almost?
20 years about.
Did you join the company because they really needed to get some financial controls in place?
Rex wanted to have somebody here that he knew and trusted, and he's worked with me for many years. He knows what I do and felt comfortable that I could do what he needed here, which is put stability and comfort in his mind as far as the financial and human resources and operational health of the company. That's pretty much what I did at PDI DreamWorks before.
How do you rate this culture versus the many other cultures you've seen in the startup world?
Well, the core here in at PDI was all about the art. And so the art was the priority, the creative side was a priority over the business side, which isn't always the case in the startups I worked at. And so, everything we did was about, the creativity and not blocking the creativity of the employees. So, management and policies and financial controls, had to be flexible, so that we could actually curate in a way that they wanted to without feeling locked down in any way. And that was very important to them. And I learned that over the years and how to work with the employees and the managers in kind of getting what we need on a financial side, but also allowing everything they need to feel, empowered to create and produce the product that we were creating.
It sounds like it takes a certain, if I can call it, flexibility on your part to maintain what what we would call standard financial reporting controls and just systems, and have the creatives feel that they're still able to grow and experiment. And to me, when I hear creatives, it means they're going to try 5 things and one might work out. And a lot of people say, look, just make up your mind, execute in the one. Don't go try 5 and then keep 1.
Yeah.
Is that a accurate statement?
That's kind of accurate. And you can't tell them, you got one shot at it and that's it, because that's not the way it works. I remember my experience, my first time to coming into a brainstorming meeting with them, and typical accountant, I came in, I was a lot younger then, I came in and said, well, maybe don't do it that way, we can do this. And they said, stop. You come into our creative brainstorming meetings, it's all about what you can do only. It's only positive ideas. Every idea is welcome. There's no critiques against those, and there's no no's and don'ts in the language.
I have to ask you this because you're an insider. We see lots of engineers who can't let go. They want to keep going. It's got an MVP, minimum viable product. It's ready to get out on the market and test and verify that the market exists. I must assume you have the same potential in the artistic community.
And in that area, that was actually more of Jeffrey Katzenberg's role. He was the hammer. Which said that's at DreamWorks. That was enough. We're not at that kind of role here yet, because we're still more building our systems, and the creative side of it is just beginning. But that role has to be played by someone. And back at DreamWorks, it was Jeffrey Katzenberg who did it. Here, it's interesting. The engineers tend to be rather cautious with trying things and spending money, thinking, it's going to cost me too much to go do this. And I'm kind of playing a reverse role here a little bit, which is, the bigger goal here, because we are a startup, we have to get to step 2 to reach our goals here, to get funded again, to continue on. So if we don't reach those goals, or at least get in a place where the investors are happy, nothing else matters. So don't be so conservative, engineers. Be willing to take some risk, go out. If you need that other person to get something done on time, go and do it. You can come and talk to me if you want, but I really want you to say, Larry, I need to spend money to go do this, and let me be the one that says, maybe there's a better place to spend it or something. But it's a different role here to get them to be aggressive, and because they really haven't been in this startup role in a business sense themselves. and get them to look at that bigger picture, which is do everything it takes to get to step 2 here, and don't slow down the process.
I haven't yet quite understood the monetization model for the company. It's been delightful. I can't wait to come back and get started as a director here, or as I got some ideas I've been wanting to explore, and I haven't heard what it was going to cost me from anyone. So I have to ask you, is there maybe in 6 months a monetization or a model for generating revenues?
It's all, in discussions now, because it can be a bunch of different things depending on what we think is the right way to price this to the end users or to the commercial users. But the general idea is, our software will be available on the site, used in the clouds, and the artist users of it will pay either a subscription fee or a pay-as-you-go fee, whatever seems to make sense. The idea being those fees are a lot less than they would have to pay to have their own desktop software, and more software available to them. Yeah. So there'll be probably a subscription fee base to the artist, but we're also about, in the long term, building content here. And so the artist will own the content, and the company will work with them and share somewhat in the royalties that might be earned by that content. We will help them to distribute it and earn money. They'll get the lion's share of it. We'll get some of it. Some of it, hopefully, we want to build a kind of a pool that's then given back to this economy or to these artists that are working in our environment here. So those are the 2 main areas where we'll get revenue. Other things will probably come up that we don't even think of today. It's just beginning.
Yeah, I'm getting this image of the iTunes of animation.
Yeah.
That's potentially a fair statement?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. Is there contact information or email that a financial person may wish to follow up with you?
You get me at Larry@nimblecollective.com.
I want to thank you for your time, Larry. It's been delightful to talk to you. Really enjoyed it, and thanks so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay.